Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to our today's session. Let me try to remove my mouse. Maybe you cannot hear me properly. Okay, it's fine. I can leave it. Okay, let's start, guys. Today it's our first session for those who are doing end user computing, right? We are going to discuss about what we call operating systems, right? So today's session is operating systems. So I will be sending short videos like every day, like uh, today is Tuesday, I will send a video, and tomorrow Wednesday, I will send another one, and so on, right? Please do watch those videos. Watch them and practice. At the end of every video, there are some review questions. Do those videos and send back to me, right? So you got my email address. Please do follow my instructions, right? You know that all those universities, people are studying online and you have to get used, right? So what you need only to do, you need to watch my video and do the assessment and send back to me, right? So today we are going to talk about operating systems. So I will try to share my screen so that you can have a good uh, understanding, right? Let me go to my screen. I will try to okay. Yeah, I'm trying just to fix something here. Okay. Yeah, so we are going to talk about operating systems, right? So from the basic understanding, what is an operating system? So you have to understand what is an operating system, and we are going to see some modern operating systems. We are going to see some features related to operating systems. We are going to talk about how to power on and power off your PC. You are going to see Windows desktop, how to navigate around your desktop, how to use the start button, and how to work with some applications and how to use the taskbar and so on, all right? So let's start. What is an operating system, all right? When we are talking about this operating system, you need to understand this. An operating system is a program manager, right? So an operating system is a program manager. What does it mean? So it's the program that will manage your computer resources, files, and folders, right? Like you have your PC has what? Keyboard, mouse, and so on, right? Those elements, those components, for them to talk properly, you need an operating system, right? So the operating system will be there to manage your computer devices, files, folders, and applications, all right? So an operating system is a program manager. That does what? That will manage your computer resources, files, folders, and other applications, right? You can talk to your computer, but you need something that will make your life easy, like an operating system, right? So you need also to understand this. An operating system works like like in the middle. You as a user, you are here, your computer is here. You a user, you want to talk to your computer, you can pass by what? By an operating system. So an operating system is like in the middle, right? Between users and computers, right? There is no need for you to look at long definitions, right? So when you're talking about a computer, your computer will have what? Hardware like keyboard, mouse, monitor, and so on. Those components need to talk to themselves and to you as a user. So you will need a program manager or a program such as an operating system that will facilitate the task right, for your communications, right? And you need to understand this. Every computer requires an operating system, right? And you need to understand again this. When we are dealing with computers, your computer will have what we call the main memory, right? There is what we call main memory, right? We can also call it what we call RAM, right? RAM. Your computer will have a main memory, right? Now, when you switch on your PC, when you are using your PC, whatever that you are doing must be loaded to the main memory, to the RAM, right? So you have to load your operating system into the main memory, right? So shortly, when you are using your PC, whatever that you are doing must be loaded to what? Into the main memory. Even your operating system also will be loaded into the main memory that we call RAM, right? And there is what we call disk operating system, DOS, disk operating system. This one was the first operating system. So the first operating system, it's called DOS, disk operating system, right? But I don't want to go further there. Now, when we are dealing with operating systems, there are two ways of using your operating systems, right? Two ways. Let me type it. There are two ways, right? You can use your operating systems by using what we call what? Graphical user interface, right? You can use your PC by passing by what? By graphical user interface, right? Or you can use what? The comment prompt. Comment prompt. We call it CMD, right? So there are two ways that you can use your computer: by using the graphical way, where you can see where to click, right? And you can use it by using what? The comment prompt, right? By using the comment prompts. There are two ways of using a computer. You can use it by using the graphical way, where you can see windows, you can see where to click, right? Or you can use it by typing the comment, the code, by going where? To the comment prompt, right? When you're using your PC by passing by the comment prompt, your PC will be more faster. So most of the operations that you are going to do will be fast, right? And now the question, how to run the comment prompt? How to run the comment prompt, right? So because I told you that you can use your PC by going to comment prompt, right? What you need to do, you press start, so, and you type what? CMD, right? So you only press start. So after pressing start, you type CMD. So I'm gonna press start, right? Or maybe just go to your search engine, no, to your search bar. You type CMD, right? And it's gonna come out, and you press enter, right? Or you can just click there if you want, right? So this is how you can go to comment prompt, right? This is my comment prompt, right? So you can use your PC by just typing code by going to the comment prompt. And you can do some few configurations related to this comment prompt. You just go to the title bar here, you right click, you go to properties, right? Suppose like you want to configure some of the things that you don't like here. You can configure like the font, right? You can configure like the colors for the text, screen text. You can say, okay, I want yellow, and so on, right? So there are a few configurations that you can do to see screen text become yellow. So you only go to the title bar, you right click, you click on properties, and you can do some few configurations the way you want this screen to appear, right? So shortly, two ways of accessing an operating system or using an operating system: by using the graphical way where I can see where to click, or by using the CMD or command prompt where I can only type a command, right? Let's move forward. Now we are going to talk about application software, right? When we're talking about application software, those are the applications that will do specific jobs, right? So we're talking about an application software, a program or a software that will do a specific job. Like what? Like Microsoft Access or Word, right? Word does what? Specific job. Typing, right? Like you do have like MS Excel, right? Calculation and so on, right? And like this Internet Explorer, that's what allows you to access the internet, right? Like maybe you got VLC for playing movies, right? So when you do have a program that does a specific job, we call it an application software, right? But when we are dealing with an operating system, we're talking about a program manager that will manage our computer resources, files, and so on, right? So the way we are dealing with computers will be managed by your operating system, right? Now, let's talk about the new type of operating systems, right? The first one was DOS, disk operating system. But now we're talking about modern operating systems, right? And when we're talking about those modern operating systems, we do have Windows, and Windows comes with what? So many versions. Versions or what? Or editions, some guys like to say. All right? So we do have Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11, right? So those are the editions of Windows, right? And we do have what we call Linux. So Linux also is an operating system, and there are some distributions. For Linux, we're talking about distribution, right? Talk about distribution, right? And those distributions, they are like Ubuntu, it's one of the Linux products, like Red Hat. And we do have Mac OS for Macintosh computers or X Mountain Lion. Let me first stop sharing so that we can. Okay, we were talking about an operating system, right? As you can understand, like an operating system, this is the program that will manage your computer, right? Your computer resources, files, folders, right? So your operating system, this is the program that will be sitting in the middle between users and computers, right? So if a user want to talk to the computer, the user can pass by an operating system, right? And you have also to understand what we call an application software. So application software does a specific job, like Microsoft Word. That's one is an application software for typing, right? And you have also to understand that there are two ways of accessing your computer or your operating system. There are two ways of using the operating system. You can use it by passing by what? Graphical way or using the command, right? But graphical way, it's a bit slow, right? But when you are dealing with command, it's more faster. And how to access your computer or using it, passing by the command prompt, you can go to start, you press start, you type CMD, right? Now it will bring you to command prompt. and I showed you how to do some few configurations. You can go just to the title bar, you right click and you go to properties, just to fit the look of your comment prompt, right, of that particular screen. Now, beside that, you need also to understand that we do have so many types of operating systems, right? We call them the modern operating systems like Windows, Linux, Mac OS. What does it mean? It means this: when you are dealing with a computer, you have to understand first which operating system am I using, right? You have to know when you're dealing with computers. Am I using Linux? Am I using Windows? Right? Am I using a Mac OS? Right? Those are the questions you must ask. Okay, suppose that you are using Windows. You have again to ask yourself a question: which versions of Windows am I using? This laptop maybe can use Windows 10. This one can use Windows 7. This one can use Windows 12, right? That question must always come in your mind. Or maybe somebody using Linux. Which distribution of Linux? Because for Linux, we're talking about distribution, right? This is basically what does it mean. Let me go first and show you how you can check the type of operating system that you are using and the versions, right? What you must do for you to check, let me first share my screen. Yeah, what you must do when you want to check your operating system, just go to File Explorer, you go to this PC, you right click, you go to Properties, right? You just go to File Explorer, you go to this PC, you right click on this PC, and you check, you go to Properties, right? And you wait. Okay. Yeah. So from here, you will see my device name is desktop, the name of my computer. This is the processor, all right? But if you go down here, you can see Windows specifications. Which edition am I using? Windows 10 Pro, right? Windows 10 Pro. I'm using Windows 10 Pro. Means there are also Windows 10 like edition, right? So I'm using Windows 10 Pro. So this is how we can check what the type of an operating system that somebody uses or a particular PC uses, right? Okay, let's move forward. Now, there are some operating systems that we call handheld operating systems, right? So what does it mean? Your small devices like your phone will have also like an operating system, right? Like Android. So Android is like an operating system, right? So when you're dealing with phones also will have what? Like operating systems, right? And there is what we call embedded operating systems, right? So those are the type of operating systems that's going to be used to manage and control operations on a specific type of equipment, like a vehicle, right? Your vehicle can have what we call embedded operating systems, right? Just a program to manage your vehicle, right? And here you do have some exercises that you have to do and submit to me. Describe what is an operating system, give 5 operating systems of your choice. What is the main difference? What is the main difference between DOS and modern operating systems, right? You can go to search engine and check for these questions, right? Very, very easy for you. This practical, we already did it at practical number 1, how to check the type of the operating system that you are using, right? Now, from here, we do have a few exercises. See system features, right? Let's see some features of your operating system, right? So we do have some features like when you have power on your PC or power it off, you have like power on, you know that you have to go to start, you click there, and you can shut down your PC, you can restart it, right? And when we are talking about starting at the PC, we are going to see for a laptop, you have to check the power button. And for desktop, you have to plug first and make sure that like all the physical connections are fine. When you are going to come at the campus, we are going to do it. Number 3, we're talking about booting. Booting means what? You see, when you are switching on your PC, when your PC is on, right, your PC will go through what we call booting. So booting means loading the operating system. That step of loading the operating system and turn on your PC, we call it booting. So my PC is booting, my laptop is booting, means my PC start loading, right? Start loading the operating system. And number 4, there is what we call pause. This pause means power on self-test, right? Means when you switch on your PC will do some tests. That test, we call it power and self-test. What does it mean by that test? That test means checking if all components work perfectly, works correctly, right? So when you switch on your PC, when your PC is starting booting, right? Your PC will go through a step, what we call pause, power on self-test. Sometimes you can see that dark screen or that blue screen, right? So what does it mean? It means your PC will check if your keyboard works properly, your mouse works properly, your monitor works properly. So if one of them doesn't work properly, your PC will let you know, right? And you know how to exit your computer properly, right? You have to close like all programs that are running on your PC before shutting down your PC, right? And this is the main Windows desktop that you need to understand. So there's the start menu. So when you click here, you're gonna get start menu. There's a desktop, there is tiles, there's what we call leaf tiles, there's taskbar, like notification area that you need to revise, right? And we do have some few exercises. So practical number 2, how to create folders, right? And beside that, you know already how to create like folders. Let's do those 10 exercises. So what does it mean? Suppose like I wanna oh, I got so many things on my. Okay, so you can create folder just by right clicking. You can go to new, you can create a folder, Mbali, right? So this folder, you can rename it, you can change the name, right? This folder, you can try to send it to somebody else by going to send to. When you go to send to, you are going to look how you want to send that folder, via Bluetooth or via email, or you want to send it again to the desktop, or you want to compress it, right? To compress it means maybe when the size was bigger, so it will reduce the size, right? Or if you have a USB plug, you're gonna check down there the name of the USB and you click, right? You can also go to properties when you wanna learn something about the folder that you created, right? You can learn like the type of your folder. Where is this folder on this particular PC? The folder is on C. You go to users like home hub, PC2, and when you go to desktop, you're going to find this one. What is the size of this folder? 0 bytes. The size on this 0 bytes, and that folder contains 0 files. And when this folder was created, this is the date, right? And later on, we are going to see some other tabs, right? You can also like right click. You can like copy this folder to another location. Like you can click on copy, and when you go, maybe I'm trying to reduce this. When you click on copy, you can go to payroll, you right click, you can say paste, copy paste. When you go like in payroll, you try like to open a payroll, you are going to see Tando is there, right? So let's do it again. I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to call it maybe Patrick. When I'm done with Patrick, so I can right click on Patrick, I can say copy, you can put paste. When you double click there, you can see Patrick, right? And when you take like cards means you don't take just a copy, you move it forever. You can say cut, you come to Patrick, you say paste, means that folder moved forever, right? So there's a difference between cut and copy. Copy, you just take a copy of that particular folder, but cut, you move it forever, right? Yeah, and when we're talking about the desktop, this is a desktop. So this is what we call the icons, right? Those icons represent specific folders. So this is the task bar, right? And this is the notification area where you can change like time and date. So you can just go to the notification area, right click. When you go like to adjust date and time, you can change your configurations, right? You can change your time. And because it says your time is automatically, you must put it off and you click on change, right? And here, maybe if you got like trouble with your volume, you can just click there, you can put your volume up, or, and when you got problems with your connectivity, maybe a wireless, you can only click there, and you can check the wireless names that are there. And if you got problems with your battery, you can click also on battery, right? And configure, right? So basically, this is what does it mean. Let me go back to our, right? And we can see that there is what we call a refreshing, right? So refreshing, maybe you are trying to make your PC like more faster. So it's like your PC works, right? When your PC is busy working, sometimes your PC can get tired. What you must do maybe after 30 minutes, you have to right click and refresh, right? Most of the times you right click and you refresh, right? So beside that also, you can try to fix the view of your icons. Sometimes you can go for large icons, or you can go for smaller ones, right? It depends, right? And you can try to sort them, maybe the way you are arranging your icons, like on your desktop, maybe by following name or by following the size, right? So which one is bigger than another one, or maybe by the type of folders, or maybe the date modifier, right? So you can try to fix like all your icons by following those specific criteria, right? And what else? You can also try to move the taskbar. Like I can take my taskbar, I can bring it up or left or right? You only go to the taskbar, you click without releasing, you try to move it. But if it doesn't move, it means it's deactivated, right? You can enable it. You only go to the taskbar, you right click, you say lock the taskbar, right? When you click there, you can move your taskbar to the right side, the left side, and so on, right? You can lock it or unlock it so that nobody can move it, right? Yeah, let's move forward. Now you're going or to deal with your keyboard, right? I will just explain about three main buttons, okay, right? There's what we call press start. There's this start button. This start, usually there's a flag, right? When you're gonna display the start menu, what you must do, you can sometimes just press start. When you press start, you are going to get a display menu, right? And when you press like escape, you are canceling like an action. Suppose like you press start. For canceling this one, you can just press on what? Escape, right? And this step will allow you to move to the next field, right? So, right? I suppose like you got some fields when you can where you can fill data, you can move between those fields by using the tab, right? All those ones, they are like on your left, right? Now, you need also to understand what we call updates, right? When you are dealing with your computers, your phone, and so on, most of the times you are concerning about updating. Updating means that you are trying to get a new versions of your applications, right? You want to get a new versions. New versions means that when you do have like a program or a software, right? That software will have new versions, right? How you are going to get those new versions? By updating. Updating means you are downloading new versions of the particular program. And that one, when you download like a new version or when you update your programs, you will fix so many issues like security problems, like performance issues, right? This is what it means by updating. Suppose like you wanna update your Facebook account, means you are going to request your Facebook page from where? From the Facebook server, right? But you don't want to go further. And there's what we call patches. Patches, those are the code that will be inserted to an existing program to fix a known problem. Suppose like you have a problem with your program, one of the programs that you are using, or one of the application software that you are using, right? You've got some issues. You can download what we call a patch. That patch will come to fix that specific issue that you're dealing with, right? And beside that, there's what we call, the whole update means just the collection of software tools to fix known problems, right? And there's what we call service parts, these are the collection of updates released after enough updates, right? So those guys, those Microsoft guys or Linux guys, they can take like a set of all the updates, they can put them in a single program that we call a service parts. So service parts means set of many updates, right? Now there is also what we call automatic updates, right? Hey, I don't know why this document is appearing like this with so many errors. I don't know what's going on. Automatic updating, right? So what does it mean? When you do have your computers, you can configure what we call automatic updating. Means that there is no need for you to go and configure manually the updates, right? When there is a new release or there is like a new app that appears, right? Or a new version that appears, automatically your PC will go and fetch, right? So the PC will know by itself, your program will know that there is a new version of the applications and do what? And updates, right? And we do have 3 types of categories when we are dealing with updating automatically, right? Some of the updates, they are what? Like important. Some of them, they are recommended. And some of them are optional, right? So there are some of the updates that are really, really very important. That will come and fix so many issues or security issues related to your applications. Some of them is just a recommendation, right? And some of them, they are optional, right? And here, down here, you will have some few questions that you have to do and submit to me, right? So shortly, this is the whole idea of lesson number 1, right? The operating systems, right? We discussed about a few things about an operating system. Shortly, you understood that an operating system is a program manager that will manage what your computer resources, files, and so on, right? So your operating system will be like in the middle between you as a user and your PC. When you want to access your PC, you're going to pass by the operating system, right? And that one will make your life easy, right? And we do have so many types of operating systems, right? Like Windows, Linux, right? And those 2 types of operating systems, they got also at versions or editions or distributions, right? Like Windows 7, 10, and so on, right? And you have to understand again that we spoke about those 2 ways of accessing the PC. You can access it by using the graphical user interface or by using the command prompt, right? And we saw how to access it by using the command prompts, right? And we spoke about the application software. Those are the software that will do a specific job, like typing, Microsoft Word. This is an application software. So don't confuse Windows and Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office comes with so many small products. Microsoft Office will have what? Microsoft Word, like Excel and so on, right? Those are the application software. Their job is to do a specific task, but Windows will manage your resources, your applications, like all of them now, right? And we spoke about what does it mean by updating. Updating means you are looking for a new version of your application or a new release, right? And yeah, so there are some few questions that you have to look at and try to answer and send back to me, right? Thank you very much for your attendance. For any question, don't hesitate to contact me, right? And tomorrow I will do my best to make another video and send to you guys. Thank you very much. Okay, bye.